Interrupting your regular programming with some breaking news. Israel has initiated a retaliatory strike against Iran.
However, in case the Israeli regime embarks on adventurism again and takes action against the interests of Iran, the next response from us will be immediate and at a maximum level.
There are reports this evening that other places, Iraq and Syria, have been hit. This U.S. senior official said they simply cannot confirm that.
پدافنده کار میکنه پدافنده هوایی داره کار میکنه شرق اصفهان.
When people are talking about, hey, are we watching the makings of World War III, your response?
So we are seeing a regional conflict. So everything that the U.S. was concerned about has happened.
We didn't know when it would come. And of course, this is in response to that massive missile salvo from last Saturday, the largest ballistic missile salvo in history. And of course, Iran has said that if Israel chooses to respond, the Iranian response would be severe and immediate.
Local media is reporting explosions in the Iranian city of Isfahan. Isfahan sits about 200 miles to the south of the Iranian capital of Tehran. At this location, there is an Iranian nuclear facility. There are also reports of activity at other locations across Iran. This is significant because, remember, the initial reporting leading up to tonight had to do with what might be a limited Israeli response to this large-scale attack last weekend.
That said, I don't want to be hyperbolic and start talking about World War III. Yes, this is significant, but it can be de-escalated and it can be put back in the box. And that's really going to come with the world superpowers stepping in and talking to both sides. Obviously, the United States with Israel, Russia with Iran, and talking about the need to contain and de-escalate. So we'll see, as Elizabeth said, just how significant these attacks were or weren't, and whether this could be the end of it, and whether Iran will then respond. But it is important to point out this is how World War I started. It was something that essentially spiraled out of control. I don't think this is going to happen here, but it is very concerning, and it is something that everybody should be paying attention to because it definitely affects everybody right now.
Again, the Israelis have a variety of targets they could hit, not just inside Iranian territory, but across the region, understanding that Iran's IRGC has bases in places like Iraq and Syria, and they're also supporting Shia militias that are operating in those areas that give them what has been described to Fox News as an octopus's tentacles across the Middle East, stretching Iranian influence not only to threaten Israel, but also to threaten American forces across the region. Because as we saw since the October 7th massacre and the regional tension that followed, numerous attacks against American bases across the Middle East. And so part of this response likely to strike fear into these Iran-backed Iraqi and Syrian Shia militias that are operating across the region. And if it is confirmed in Isfahan, this city that is just about 200 miles to the south of Tehran, this would be significant because it shows the Israelis are stepping up their strikes against Iranian nuclear facilities. You might remember back in 2020, it was November of 2020, the Israelis in a covert operation killed the top Iranian nuclear scientist, Mohammad Fakhrizadeh. Now, this is a man who was responsible for years when it came to Iran's nuclear program and their developments toward a nuclear weapon. Remember, when the Iran nuclear deal from 2015 collapsed, Iran started enriching uranium closer and closer to weapons-grade material. And the biggest concern for Israel was that they would ultimately create a nuclear weapon and then attach that warhead to a ballistic missile, like a missile that was fired toward Israel over the weekend, and target the Jewish state with such a projectile. We understand the breakout period is anywhere from just 0 days to a matter of days and possibly even a week, according to international observers. And the concern for Israel is that they could use this enriched uranium to create a nuclear bomb that would target this country.
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start this lesson off by giving all honor, praise, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem,
Talking about the
Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the hopeful elect that are out there pushing the word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, it's your brother Kazak Tezabah coming at you once again through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. So, through the spirit, and this is a lesson was inspired by the elder bro, Amon Gabar, right up there in New York, and he posted this this clip of what you just witnessed, and pretty much going into how Israel just retaliated. They just retaliated to Iran. All right, so all this is going to do is just ramp things up. Okay, things are going to move quickly at this point. All right. So let me just get some scripture. Start off with the book of Revelation, chapter Revelation chapter 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right. And as you can see, things are ramping up over there in the Middle East. Okay. The third woe, which is the third world war, all right, is coming, very soon. Okay. Now, this is just the beginning, but, at the peak of World War III, all right, we know we have to expect and be looking forward to MOTB. And that's something that they've been, conspiring, okay, and, trying to implement little by little, all right, gradualism, making people ready, okay, by, the CBDC, all right, getting rid of the dollar bill, making everything digital, okay, tracking, having total tracking capabilities of everybody. All right, that's really what they want. Okay, so that's something that's next in line. However, this is the wars and the rumors of wars that Yahweh Shai was speaking of in Matthew the 24th chapter. But World War III is coming. Okay, now we had the whole Russia, the Russia-Ukraine thing. We had the whole Palestine and Israel thing. All right. But now we're starting to get, these major nations, these great so-called great nations that are coming together. All right. And they're getting involved. All right. Which by default, okay, is going to draw in NATO. It's going to draw in Babylon the Great. All right. And it just goes to show that the people that are in that land are not the chosen people. Because, prophecy, all right, speaks of, no longer war. We won't learn war no more. That won't be a thing. That'll be a thing of the past, right? Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation should not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Well, that clearly shows that, the fact that, war is brewing, war is we're in the midst of it over there in that area, goes to show that this here prophecy has not taken place, let alone those people over there being the people of the book. Okay. Just goes to show. And, Israel, Yashala, okay, we're not in our land right now, okay? And the Lord has to do a purging, a cleansing of the land, okay, before, he could establish his throne there, all right? But you could expect a lot more attention, okay? Expect more things that may indirectly affect us over here in the West, okay, such as oil, okay, gas prices are going up or will double. Over here in California, gas prices are about, $5 and roughly around 40 cents, give or take. All right. Well, hey, that can easily double within the next, the pending weeks or months. All right. All because of this Iranian conflict. Okay. But hey, the third world woe is looming around the corner. All right, that it's within reach at this point. Okay, the Lord is gearing up these nations. Okay, He's gathering them up. Preparing them for war. You see, because Iran is a part of, or if I'm not mistaken, no, that's India. I'm referring to the BRICS, but Iran is also backed by Russia and China, the great superpowers of the earth right now. Okay, that have major huge nuclear capabilities. All right, the Lord is getting them ready, man. Okay, this is Joel, the 3rd chapter, in verse 1. For behold, you know what? Let me just get to the point. Verse 9, Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come. You see? So the Lord is waking up the mighty men of this current system. Okay? This current modern day world. All right? China, Russia, Iran, these major kingdoms, okay, are getting ready for what? To overthrow the reigning superpower, which for the longest has been Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay, thinking that they're going to be next in line, which is the furthest from the truth, because as soon as at the peak of World War III, Yahushua is going to come back. Okay, and that's when they're going to try to fight against the Lord and lose poorly. Okay, so they will never get that chance to see what it's like to have, the Chinese in power, or the Russians, okay, or the Iranians, so-called. They won't ever get the chance to see that, because they've had their chance. At some point, one way or another in history, they've already ruled. Okay? They've already ruled. They've had their chance, and they're not going to get it back. All right? The Lord is going to establish his righteous kingdom. And rightfully so, because, hey, we're in dire need of new management. Right? We need new management. And the only way that things will get better is by way of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Reading on verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. You see? Here you have America claiming to be the strongest nation right now in the moment. Well, they're the weakest, man. Allowing momos to join the ranks of the military. Okay? Whereas in other countries, these kids are bred from coming out of the womb to be a man of war, men of war that just come out being taught how to, dissemble, guns and shoot and, the art of war. Like these other nations, they learn that at a young age. In America, what do kids learn? How to twerk, how to make TikTok videos, how to complain, or how to transition over to be the opposite gender. You see? But yet the weak saying that they are strong, right? Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And then Jehoshaphat goes into the word Yahweh Shaphat, which means Yahweh's judgment, the Heavenly Father's judgment. Okay, where he's going to judge all these nations. You see, for all the wickedness and all that they've done to his chosen people, which are not the people over there in Israel right now. But in fact, we're here in America, scattered throughout, North, South America, Central America, primarily, but we're in various places throughout the world as well. Okay. But primarily as a whole, via the diaspora, okay, we came here to the Americas. All right. So, hey, man, things is about to get real tight. All right. Definitely keep your eyes on what's going on over there in the Levant region. Okay. Pay attention. Be tuned in at all times. Hey, things are going to, gradually get worse. Okay. And soon enough, we'll probably feel the effects of it sooner rather than later. Like I said earlier about the oil and the gas going up, prices going up, the cost of oil, shipment, all that stuff will be affected. Okay. Scriptures go into the hearts of the kings are by the way of the Lord, like a water in a river or something along those lines. Let me just get it for edification's sake. And Proverbs 20 and verse 21. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. You see? So the king's hearts, their minds, all right, are all being moved wherever the Lord seems, it's necessary, wherever the Lord, feels the need to go. And right now it's in the direction of war. All right. Let's get another one. Ecclesiastes 3. Start at the top. Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, and a time to break down and a time to build up. All right. And now we're in the time to break down. The Lord is slowly but surely breaking down this system, this beast system. Okay, tearing it down. All right. And the time to build up is when the kingdom is established, when Yahweh Shai comes back. And these heathens will have to build up our land, build up everything. A time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Now, a lot of this, the way it's worded, it starts with a time in which you could, correlate with the time that we're living in now, okay, to the time that is going to end up being in the kingdom. If you can associate the two, right? Let's see verse 6, a time to get and a time to lose, right? A time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, right? Because for the longest, the prophets, the prophecies, all right, they were silent, all right? Hey, but now The prophecies are speaking loud and clear. Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. The vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. You also have the men of the Lord out there on the highways and hedges that are speaking. Okay? Because for a while we were nothing but dry bones. Right? But now the Lord, he put that flesh upon us and give us the breath, the spirit of truth, knowledge and understanding. Right? Verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And right now, we're in the time of war. See? There's nothing but war in the air at the moment, man. All right, but soon enough, when all this passes, and it will pass, then we will get our peace and our rest. All right? We just got to keep enduring to the end. So, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. And with that, I want to close out by giving our honor, praise, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, and salutations to the hopeful elect. And until next time, Shalom.